What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about the secondary positions a little bit more in depth. I'm so happy that many of you guys are looking to change it. One of the biggest issues that many of you guys are having is that we are actually losing overalls. All right, like Palomalu, he's a 95 strong safety. He goes to a 93. It is, in my opinion, based on some of the franchise users that watch my videos, you've made it very, very clear that you do not lose overall when you play franchise. I don't know why they are doing it this way. You can clearly see Palomalu's a 95 and then he goes to a 93. I'm not sure about it, why they're doing it. Maybe they can adjust it in a future update. But, you know, pretty much right now we need to we need a free safety. Okay, so it's easier for us right now to have the chems not lose any of our pretty much our chemistries by switching the players. And yes, I agree, they should not charge us training, but we're going to argue about it. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to bend over and still do it. So while we're complaining about it, we could definitely get that feedback out there, and then maybe they will change that. But I don't think that they will, because what happens is they have to have a way to make some kind of funds, bro. Like, everything is training. Once training was put out, I knew where it was going. To be honest, with the fact that they've allowed the power downs and for us to get back at least half. How many of you guys remember when we weren't even getting half? We weren't even getting half, like it was a divorce in Cali. They were just taking everything. You would power up a player and it would just be done. You guys remember that? Let me know if you remember that. Write it in the comments. So gradually they're starting to understand exactly, you know, the community feedback and the things that we don't like. Maybe very, very soon we'll be able to ultimately get what we want, and maybe not as much focus on training, but other ways. But they have to have ways to make money, so that's just the other way. All right, now look, I'm going to point out some of the positions, all right? I told you guys about Tariq Cohen yesterday. He can go to wide receiver, but in my opinion, he's not fast enough to actually make that jump. Okay, he has a 91 speed chemmed up right now on my squad. Would I go ahead and waste time on this guy, making him a wide receiver? No, absolutely not. Now, salary cap, it might be different. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you were willing to do that, but I really don't think that it's useful to do something like this with this player, simply because he's so small and he's gonna fumble. If you look at him wrong, he's gonna fumble the ball. So I wouldn't do that with Tariq Cohen. So he's like guys, I'm rage selling him very, very soon. So that video is coming. I just have to figure out where I'm going with my next running back. But that guy will be gone very, very soon. Don't ever set trip. All right, now, George Kittle. Some of you guys that want to power him up, right? He can go to a 90 speed right now with the 49ers chem and the John Madden coach physical chem slot. All right, because pretty much what happens is he gets the +2 from the brawler. Okay, he gets +1 from San Francisco, and then he gets +1 from John Madden coach with the physical chem slot. If you guys are updated with the John Madden coach, all right, so he can be 90 speed. 90 speed in this game, it's not going to burn a top tier corner, but it can cause a headache because he's a tight end, and you can put him in certain sets where if they still press, you can actually beat them over the top. Now, putting him to wide receiver, is that a smart move? I don't think so, for the way my team is. Obviously, I have Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, I have Torrey Holt, who is kind of trash though. Torrey, you know what's weird about Torrey Holt? Tyreek Hill is shorter than him, but Tyreek Hill will catch the ball better than him. Like, when you throw the ball deep to Torrey Holt, you'll get animations where he'll put his arms up and the ball just falls straight through. He's 6 foot. Tyreek Hill, what, like 5'10" or something like that? He doesn't drop the ball though. Like, he's 5'10". He goes and gets that thing. I don't know what is going on with Torrey Holt, but we have him up to a 95 speed, and he just, like, I really, really hate that card. Like, I honestly, at this point with this idiot, like, I just, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to deal with him no more. But we have him out there, but we benched him technically because now he's a slot receiver. We can't utilize him the way we wanted to, simply because he's not able to give us the what we want from that. Okay, now getting back to what we spoke about in the previous video, and many of you guys want to know what's going on. This is my ideal situation. Okay, I didn't want to move Pat Tillman to free safety because I feel that he's earned his right to stay as his natural position as the strong safety, so I didn't want to move him, so I moved Palomalu. All right, now with Von Miller, we can actually put Von Miller at left end. We could put Julius Peppers at left outside linebacker. We can then move Aaron Donald to D tackle. We can then move Alan Page over to the secondary D tackle. After doing that, we now change our format of our team. We don't need to do anything when we go into the game. So it gives you less time to have to move stuff around. It makes it a lot easier for you to utilize the things that we need to utilize, okay? Once these things are done though, the overalls may change, and that's one of the most annoying things that I see that you guys are complaining about, because why are they changing our overalls so drastically? It really just doesn't make any sense for them to be doing that. It seems pretty weird actually that they would do that. So as far as I know, when we move Aaron Donald over to the D-tackle position, I'm not sure that he's going to lose it, but we're going to check it out. We're going to see exactly what happens to him. The issue is Lindvall Joseph now. We would have to move him, probably raid sell him, because I don't think that we would have use for him after this. Nick Bosa would have to move up to our starting right end position. And then what I think will happen is, in a lot of our sets, because let me just show you this real quick. Nick Bosa's card, like with the free upgrade that you get, you know, a lot of you guys were very, very upset with it. I understand. Like, I'm not arguing with you guys. I think that they kind of gypped him on his ratings. But let me just tell you why it's very, very interesting, this card, and why I think he's going to play well. Number one, he has a crazy acceleration. Okay, and what you'll notice is a lot of these other players don't have excel like that. Will it really matter in the game? I don't know. Will he play a lot? He will now, once we have the D-tackle position change, especially when I come out of maybe 2-4-5 double A gap. Now I have my D-tackles. Also, remember, we could even go back to playing 5-2, because now with the D-tackles, we can actually have a decent amount of D-tackles. Like, put it like this, right? Say I wanted to go back and run 5-2. Just let's say whatever, because we could go to the 3-4 defense, like the overall 3-4 defensive playbook, and I believe, oh no, wait a minute. No, it is there. It is there. If you go maybe multiple D, I think it is. Multiple D has 5-2. The issue with multiple D though, they don't have double A gap, which I like to run every now and again. That might be an issue, but I want to make the team a specific way. Like, I want to make it stout to kind of work out the way that I want it to work out. The issue with Lindvall Joseph is, because we have 49ers chem, we can't keep him. You see what I'm saying? So he would have to be raid sold. So that would take away from a lockdown. As far as like the characteristics of the way the game is, it would take away from that, and we would have to figure out how we're going to manipulate it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be something that we would be able to deal with accordingly, because we would have to add somebody else with lockdown. And right now I keep Pat Tillman right here because he creates a lot of turnovers on special teams. He comes in on the kickoff when I put him right there at that fourth cornerback slot, and it works out for us. So the most important positions, like I said, we free up some space because many of you guys have other right ends that you wanted to use. I think ideally that Aaron Donald being moved to the D-tackle position makes the team better. You see what I'm saying? Like, I believe that. I believe that it makes the team better. Also, I can always get another right end for the 49ers and put him there as a backup as well if we have an issue with that going forward because of what's happening now. Another issue is that there are other 49er players that we may end up getting. I just don't want to get rid of Alan Page. You see what I'm saying? We could get rid of Alan Page and just say, you know what, bro? Aaron Donald meets all the criteria to be that player. You see what I'm saying? Like, he has all, look at his numbers. He meets all the thresholds. The 92 block shed, 93 power move, 90, he's next level tier in all the major parts. So putting him at D tackle and having his strength like that, he trumps Lindvall Joseph. You see what I'm saying? Like, with just everything overall. So it makes him, you know, a whole different type of beast. The problem is when we play, when you play your 3-4 defenses, right, and you only have the 1 D tackle, that's where the issue is. Because what am I going to do with Alan Page? You see what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing that I've been really trying to figure out, because it benefits me more in the 3-4 to keep Alan Page as our actual D tackle. If we move Aaron Donald to D tackle and we use Nick Bosa, I'm not sure we're going to get the same results from Nick Bosa as we do when we use Alan Page. But you could look at it and kind of say, you know what, Bosa's pretty much around there. He doesn't really get any additional boost, so his acceleration is very low. It may work out better. We may end up rage selling Alan Page. You see what I'm saying? Like, Nick Bosa may be that guy that we end up using in the game, and he might be glitchy in the 3-4. You see what I'm saying? Because with the way that I've been looking at it and trying to analyze it and make it work inside my brain, like, bruh, can we do this? This is what I've been thinking. It's like, if we compare both of them, right, we already know Alan Page gets the additional boost, right, as we move forward. The block shedding is +3. Okay, his power moves is, you know, a little bit better, but I think that's the same tier because 80 to 84 is going to play the same. 85 to 89 plays the same. So would we be losing anything? I think in true honesty, that acceleration, I think we would be gaining something with Nick Bosa. It's just the fact that you guys have to be very, very careful when you make this decision if you don't have a good right end. I think he's good enough to play right end, even though that other guy, Howie Long, has really good numbers. I think Nick Bosa right now, as a rookie premier, he's good enough to play. So look, this is what we're gonna do. Like, realistically, we have to move Von Miller. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna put Von Miller. First of all, we got to take Julius Peppers out. We're going to make Julius Peppers a left outside linebacker. Obviously, I don't know if you guys remember. How many of you guys remember back in the day when Julius Peppers was an actual linebacker and he was our user king before Anthony Barr took over? Write it in the comments. Just write Julius, bro. Write Peppers if you remember that. That used to be the deal. He was that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it actually worked out that he was that player that we used to use, and now we can actually put him back at that position. That's pretty much where I want him. So that's what we're going to be doing going forward right now. So I'm going to put them in their positions, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch their secondary positions, because I think that right now, as we stand, these are some of the key positions. Now, you see like how he went down to an 87? This could drastically change what we're trying to do, because if you look at it, you see how everything is crossed out? He's not really getting everything. Once we change the position, we can kind of see what's going on right now. And if it really affects what we're trying to do, we may have to put them back, you know, where they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may have to do that. So I just want to go ahead and point out, you'll see the circle and the lines through them and everything like that. Now, when we go ahead and we're going to change it now, all right? So we're going to change him to left outside linebacker. We're going to go over to the chemistry and the secondary positions. We're going to make him a left outside linebacker, okay? Now we equip it. Now that's what he is. So there'll be no lines through him. There'll be no line action going on. There'll be absolutely nothing going on. So we should be able to see everything, you know, properly maintained, all right? All the circles and the lines through it should now be moved. Okay, and we actually see that there. See what I'm saying? There's no circle, no line. All right, and he's a 93, so that's fine. Now, with this guy, I think that the overall is still going to remain the same, which is bad, because I want a 90, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want that 90 plus, but it makes it easier for me to be able to utilize him at the position when he's like, you know what I'm saying? So that way I don't have to keep subbing him out for me right now, all right? So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we're going to spend the chemistry, okay? We're going to go ahead and now he's a left end, okay? So nothing will be crossed out. Everything will be, you know, pretty much the way it's supposed to be. But I just want to point it out to you guys that you see how you can already see what the overall is going to be changed to by putting them in the position. The only thing is, now you still get the actual chems with it. So the pass rush stays because you're going to be able to see that it's still there. We're only missing 2, etc., etc. So if you wanted to see everything that goes on with the players, just move them to the position before you do it. Because right now, with the way that this is, it makes more sense for me to keep Peppers where he's going to be, because that's ultimately where I'm going to want him inside of my lineup. Now, he's also a guy that we're going to be utilizing the Superstar X Factor on. Okay, so let's make sure that he's activated with his finesse specialist, his edge threat, and all that other good stuff. Now, let's check and see what would happen with Aaron Donald. Okay, so we're going to remove him from the lineup. All right, and then we're going to put him as a D tackle. And then let's see what it comes up as. So D tackle wise, he goes all the way to an 86. So do we want to do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, it may not make it. Okay, he's an 87. All right, that's trash though. This right here is the reasoning behind why a lot of us are probably not going to be moving them, and why the franchise players have a very, very good point, because it may ultimately come down to, you know, why are they taking these, you know, the overalls off? The biggest issue about it though is making players be able to, you know, already be set where you want them. But in my opinion, that's a drastic change, because if we were going to do this, I would probably just take the power up pass off of him. You see what I'm saying? And then just give it to somebody else. If he's going to drop that much, doesn't make any sense. So this is pretty much why I wanted to give you guys some insight into it as you start to manipulate it, because I'm gonna waste my training and status, you know, to kind of show you guys what's going on with it before you guys make those moves. So for me, this is too much of a drastic change, because you can't. Aaron Donald naturally plays D tackle for the most part. Like, usually that's what he was. He's like, you know, when he started off, he was like, you know, he was going to end and everything, but he was very, very good at a D tackle. It does not make sense that EA would take away 6 overall points for him to be D tackle. So obviously this is not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and remove him back from the lineup, okay? And then we are going to put him back at his natural position. So until EA patches that, where they don't lose the overall, I don't want you guys to start losing your overall, because it doesn't make any sense. So ultimately, we're gonna have to leave it the way that it is. Ideally, I would love for him to be there, but I don't agree with the way that they're doing their whole, you know, losing the rating situation. They have to be able to stay, because if they have secondary position options, they should have that ability to actually be that player. That's my opinion. Now, for now, with the way that we did this with Von Miller, we can leave this like this right here, because we're not really doing any other upgrades. I don't like it that Von Miller goes from a 90, you see, because you pretty much lose a lot to go into your next level. You see what I'm saying? So yes, it's a little bit easier for us to set everything up. Julius Peppers, you can see he doesn't lose anything. So if you were to get Julius Peppers and you don't have Von, he would be a key secondary player, because look at his numbers. You see what I'm saying? His numbers are wild. 88 speed, all that, like, he's crazy. So with the way that that works, if you were looking for a left outside linebacker that was really, really fast right now, I would say Julius Peppers. My issue is, why would we do this and waste our training when we could just move him out of position at the screen using the R1 button? So, like I said, it all depends on what you guys are looking for. For me, I'm trying to reach that next level of upgrade. So, you know, we're gonna probably now that I showed you what happened and how you can look at it prior to doing it, we can actually go now. I'm gonna remove the chemistries and I'm going to put him back to where he's supposed to be. We'll refund it. So we'll lose, you know, whatever amount of chemistry from it. We'll lose that. We'll put him back where he's supposed to be. And then that's pretty much it. You see what I'm saying? Because I think when we move, let me see. Can I just move him back here? Without, or they're gonna say he's at another position or something. They're gonna say he's starting at another position. Yeah, because EA Sports has, like, these guys still don't get it. Like, all you're trying to do is switch the player, but they're like, oh, he's already there. Like, bro, just move him to where he's supposed to be. Like, that's all you have to do. So based on your overall, and as you put your team together, it seems like it won't make much sense to do it that way. The way that EA is taking away our overalls and stuff like that, because it's gonna heavily affect the way that your team plays. So we're gonna put Peppers back, and then we just have to bite the bullet, because we're trying to get to a 93 overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then look at the interesting thing with him. You see how it stays right there and it doesn't change, because he, you know, the left end still stays there, but he just has the option to be the other thing. Don't forget to take your stuff away. Okay, like these are key things. Just make sure, because we don't need it right now. So give me back my chemistry. And they gave us back our chemistry in full, so that's good as well. They said it's supposed to be 90%, but we just got back everything. So it's no harm, no foul for us right now. Once they figure out that that's going on, they're gonna obviously start taking their 10%, bro. Like, EA Sports ain't playing no games. They will take everything from you. So going forward, though, like, those are the key changes. Polamalu being a free safety, I'm gonna leave him there, like, because the secondary position, right, with Polamalu, it doesn't really matter. Because, you know, it is what it is. So it doesn't, I have him as a free safety, and I'm gonna leave him the way that he is with the free safety, because he's better than the Calvin Johnson that I had. So I'm gonna leave his equipped. But everything else that's going on with the list of the players, if it takes away too much of your overall, I would wait. I would let them know, give the feedback, like, look, this does not make sense. My players should not be losing their overalls this drastically when they have the option to be secondary players. They should not. All right, it's very, very simple. It just should not be happening. So going forward, you know, that's something that you guys have to take a look at. But like I showed you, just simply click on the player and then look at what the overall will be when you move that player, and you'll pretty much be able to see what they're going to be, and you can go from there. Let me know if you guys have already started utilizing it. It's a very, very cool feature, but that's a very, very huge problem with it because of the overall situation. So I'm not going to promote anyone that watches my videos to lose training because you want to put somebody someplace. Like, no, we're not doing that. Stop it, stop. EA, stop. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, no, we ain't doing that. You have to fix that. Because if it doesn't happen in franchise, hold up, rush left end. So this should be Julius Peppers. If it doesn't happen in franchise, it should not be happening right now in MUT. That's something that needs to be adjusted. The players should not use their overalls. This is a rushing right end, so we're gonna put Aaron Donald there, and then we'll go from there. So let me know if you guys have already started utilizing the feature. I really like it. I want to know your opinions about it. What? Okay, so wait a minute. Why? What's not activated? Oh, you gotta do Julius Peppers again because we moved him to the other position. All right, EA. All right, I don't understand why, because it doesn't make any sense. But whatever, it doesn't matter, bro. It is what it is. So definitely go ahead, take a look at it, click on the players, see which ones you want to move around and stuff like that. For me, ideally, right now, I'm gonna stick with Troy Polamalu and just call it a day. Everybody else, like I said, you can go ahead and you can play around. You know, you can move, you know, Pat Tillman to free safety if you want to. I just don't think that it makes any sense. In all honesty, I think we leave the MUT Master at his natural position. We could, though, however, if we wanted to get, you know, a higher overall in certain cases, we could definitely, let me see, hold on. Let's look at what he would be at free safety. So he would be a 91. That's a drastic change. So yeah, I would just leave it with Troy Polamalu. He actually only loses 2. That's probably one of the best bets that you will get right now. So we just, you know, just leave that the way that it is right now. You saw that Aaron Donald can be changed. Is it worth it? I really just don't think so. So we'll go ahead and just, you know, leave it as it stands right now. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, let me know what you know, if you like it, if you like the whole idea, let me know. Have you been using it? Let me know as well. And let's talk about it. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.